In this video, I'm going to teach you how to use the item spawner. I'm going to teach you how to spawn items like this and pick them up. I'm going to teach you how to cycle through items just like this. And I'm going to teach you how to buy items for wood just like this. And you can buy as many items as you want. So let's get right into the video. Okay, so let's start off with spawning items. This is the basic. So to do this, you're going to have to grab the device in your creative menu. In the devices menu, you're going to scroll, or you could just type it in. You can type in item here, and then the item spawner will pop up. Place that down, and then all you have to do, this is the easiest one to spawn items. You just have to grab any item you want from your weapons tab or consumables tab. They both work. And you just have to take any weapon. I'm gonna use the rip saw right now, and then you just have to take your item and just drop it out of your inventory just like this, and then it should get sucked up by the item spawner, and then you should be good now. So first, I want to say down here in the settings, you can clear the items if you want. Click clear items, and it'll clear all the items, but won't change any of your settings. So let's get started with the settings. First, item respawns, pretty simple. You can have the item respawn if you want to, or you could just have it spawn once. Random spawns, you can spawn your items randomly if you have multiple items in the item spawner. Base visible, you could turn this off or on. It's just if you want them to see this device play. I usually turn mine off because it just looks better. Now down here, time before first spawn, you're just going to want to put this all the way to the bottom. Or if you do want time between your first spawn, you can set it for however many seconds you want it to spawn after the game starts. The time between spawns is how long it takes when someone picks up the item, how long does it take for the item to respawn. These are cost of items. We're going to go over this over there where the buy items is. That's part of the buy items. So you can make it cost a certain amount of wood, stone, metal, gold. Yeah. Bonus ammo, so you want bonus ammo for the weapon. You can turn it on or off, toggle it. Run over pickup. Do you want them to be able to run over the item and it just immediately picks it up? Initial movement of item. So this is like more confusing one. I don't think you're really gonna need this. So this one is just if you want it. Gravity means basically your item will fall on spawn if it is like flipped upside down or something, and then toss means it'll toss the item, which is a little more confusing. You're not really gonna need this. I mean, if you do want to use it, you can look more into that. So the item scale is how big you want your item to make. You can make it 2 times bigger, which is big like this. You could do for all of them. I don't like this. Sometimes I like it. Sometimes it's useful if you want them to be able to see the item, but for right now, I'm not. I'm just gonna put it on 1x. Enable at game start. Enable at game start is you want it to the device to enable. This is not spawn. This is just enable at game start. Yes, no, off, on. Continuously spawn items. You want it to continuously spawn items over and over and over again. As soon as you pick it up, off, on, your choice or your map. Allow team and allow class. These settings are you can allow. Say I allow team 1 and I clicked only selected. That means only team 1 can pick up this item and no other team can. If I pick team 1 and all but selected, that means every team except for team 1 can pick up this item. So don't get confused between those. And same thing for the class. So enable and disable on every device in creative. It's really easy. You can enable device, disable device on a channel. And the next one here is cycle to next item, and I'm going to be using that for the cycle items one. It's really simple to use, actually. It's super simple. Spawn items and when item picked up. So these are just channels you can set. When the item spawns, it can transmit, or when the item receives a channel, it can spawn. Sorry. When item is picked up, transmit. These are just a bunch of transmits. And then if you start the game and then come over here and pick up your rip saw, it will work. Okay, so the next thing here we have cycle items. This is a bit more difficult. It does use a trigger and some stuff here if you want. There's extra details. But all you do is grab your item spawner, okay? And then you're gonna have to grab a trigger from your thing, like this. You're gonna have to resize your trigger to like that. So we're gonna resize it. So as soon as you get your trigger resized, it should look like this, and it should cover the whole entire like little circle. If you put a circle around it to tell where they can hit, or it should cover the whole entire item spawner, which it does in my case. Next, in the settings, all you're gonna want to do is, if you want to set these, I would put these down to instant. It'll spawn instantly when the game starts, and time between spawns is also instant. So all you have to do for this one is scroll down to the bottom and see where it says cycle to next item when receiving from. All you have to do is set that to any channel. You can set it to what? You can set it to channel 1. You can set it to channel 2, 3, 4. You can set it to any channel you want. Set it for 1 because it doesn't really matter right now. So this channel is set for 1. So whenever this trigger is hit, the item will cycle in here. In the trigger settings, you're gonna want to only put on trigger by damage, not anything else here. Only trigger by damage. And if you scroll down, and it's right here, visible in game, make sure the trigger is on no, so you don't see the trigger when the game is in progress. So click yes or no. Pretty simple. And also, this is the big one. It will not work if you do not set this setting. Receive damage while invisible. You're gonna want to put take damage. If it's on do not take damage, this will not work at all, and your whole trigger will be messed up. So put on take damage. So whenever this is invisible, you can't see it, the player can still hit it. One more little thing you can add if you want is if you want to go over to the settings, the sound settings, you go over here, sound. You can turn off the trigger sound or on, it doesn't really matter. And then all you have to do is put the trigger on top of the item spawner. And also, one more thing, you're gonna have to put items in. I would pick like 2 or 3 items, your choice. Let's pick this one, and this one. This one. And then we're gonna drop those in here. And then it all should get sucked up again, and you can put this on top. And there you go. And there's your trigger and the cycle through item. So as soon as you hit this trigger, it should cycle through all of your weapons there. The next thing is buy items. So let's grab another item spawner here. All we're gonna do, I'm gonna clear the items in here. I'm gonna grab another item. Beautiful. I'm gonna drop that in there. So that's all you have to do for the first part. And if you go to the settings here, I would put these 2 for instant, of course. That's good. And this is the part right here where you could pick anyone. So you could do wood cost of item, stone cost of item, metal cost of item, or gold cost of item. So you could do, I think you can do multiple prices. So say you wanted this weapon right here, or this consumable, to cost 100 wood and like say 50 stone. Like that's the cost of the item. You can make that the cost. And then as soon as they pick it up, it will take it out of their materials on their side, and they will get the gun. Another thing is here is gold cost of gun. This is if you have gold, you could spend the gold like this. I have done this for some maps. It's very useful for like adventure maps and all that. But that's pretty much it for the buy items. Yeah. So now you know how to spawn items, cycle items, and buy items. If you guys have any questions about any of this, please leave them in the comment section below. I do reply to a lot of my comments. If you want, you can hit that subscribe button and leave a like on the video. And also, I do have a code if you want to use my code. It's Peeper1235 in the Fortnite item shop. We're trying to get closer to our sub goal of 10,000 subscribers. I know that is a big milestone for the channel, but I think we can reach it. Also, if you do want to support the channel either further, click the super thanks button if you want, and join my Discord, link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. A sister out.